Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Film is Okie Dokie, a show where every other week we watch a movie and we talk about it and you listen to it. My name is CJ, and joined, as always, is, actually, I haven't talked to him in, like, more than 2 weeks. No,
Who?
10 days. You!
Who?
Mike Jones! Me? Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mike Jones, and today we are going to find out whether or not the movie is Okie Dokie.
Yeah, we're going to find out if it's Okie Dokie. Yeah.
Which the movie we're watching today is.
We'll find out. But you can't be spoiling it.
Not like it's in the title or anything.
No. Well, we don't know if the film is Okie Dokie. That's what we're trying to figure out.
No, I was saying we're watching the film,
is Okie Dokie.
Oh, okay.
I don't like how you did that.
What?
Never mind.
How you don't like how I teed you up for a home run?
Have you ever accidentally been foisted into the air?
Foisted?
Yeah.
I guess when you say foisted into the air, what does this entail?
Someone put me in the air against my will today.
Okay. How did that happen?
So,
what situation? Give me more.
Okay. So I was minding my own business.
Naturally.
And my internet went out. And I got a call saying, hey, the internet's out. I was like, cool. So I went upstairs, and there's a guy in a truck, and he's outside working on the internet. And I'm like, hey, is there maintenance? He goes, no, I just put fiber in for your neighbor. I said, okay, cool. When you did that, you turned my internet off. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And he didn't believe me. And then he got back, and he came over to my house, and he went over to the neighbor's house. He's like, huh, yeah, you don't have internet right now. I'm like, I know. So he's like, okay, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you go grab this thing out of the truck? And I was like, sure. And I was like, where is it? He's like, oh, it's on the front seat. And I was like, it's not there. I looked for it. It's like, he was like describing like a black wand that has like a thing that you can plug something in on one end. And I was like, it's not there. He goes, oh, okay, so it's in the back. And I was like, okay. So I go and I look in the back, and he goes, no, it's in the bucket. So it's a truck, but it has like the thing on it, right? Because it's like for working on electrical lines and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like a cherry picker.
Yeah.
So he's like, I left it in the bucket. So I'm like, okay. So I like get over to the back, and I like step up, and I like climb into the bucket, and then all of a sudden, I'm in the air.
Oh shit!
It starts going up.
You're window washing.
He put it up in the air by accident.
Okay, I was gonna say, if he did this on purpose, this is like some serious violations of compliance.
So I'm like going up, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'll get you down. He's like, do you know how to get down? I'm like, I've never been in a cherry picker before. And he's like, it's technically not a cherry picker. I'm like, I don't know that that's important right now. Then he let me down. And then he's like, oh, by the way, it wasn't in the bucket. It was in my pocket.
How big was the thing he was looking for?
Imagine, like, take your phone and, like, cut your phone in half vertically.
Okay.
And it's, like, that wide, but then take the other half of your phone and put it on top, and it was about that thick.
Gotcha. So how high up did you get in the air?
To the point where I could have grabbed the top of the telephone pole.
Oh, wow. You were really high up.
Yeah.
Now, when you originally said foisted into the air, I'm like, what? Did a bunch of people stand around? Like, was this at your company retreat at the Airbnb, and they all took turns putting people onto like a giant bed sheet and like pulling it taut on all the edges to fling people into the air? But this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Actually, I do have stories from New Hampshire. But
yeah, I wanted to ask how the trip was, since we talked a lot about this Airbnb last time. I wanted to know how it went.
Did I show you the listing?
Yeah, we talked about it during the last episode.
So the pictures don't do it justice. It's really pretty.
Okay.
It's really cool. I think that they just need to take better pictures. They did get a food truck. It was Mexican food. I don't really like Mexican food, so I didn't eat while I was there. But it was fine. And then, so it was like there was a trail you could go hiking. And you could go hiking around like the lake part. The lake part was cool. The guy, when he bought it, it was really all decrepit and fucked up. It had been covered in graffiti and whatever. He dove every square foot of the lake, which was cool. And he sandblasted all the graffiti off. All of the statues and everything, he personally hand carved. There was a drawbridge. There was a bunch of stonework. It was really, really cool. And it was nice to be there. It was actually a really nice day out. So it was actually probably the nicest of my company retreat outdoor days that we've had in my time working at this. This would have been my third one. So it's my third one. They're annual, and I haven't worked there for 2 years. Riddle me that one, Batman. So we went, and then it was time for the games, okay? So we all got put into teams. I was on the pink team. We were all given colored bandanas. So I had a team of 5 people, and we were the pink team, okay? And so throughout the compound, you would get riddles or clues on what station you had to go to next. So we were all basically told where to go first. We were given a clue on where to go first, and then we had to find that station, and then we had to go to the next station based on the clue we got. Every station, you could get X amount of points. I'm going to go through all the games. I'd like your opinion on the game itself, and how you think you would do.
Okay.
Because some of them were a lot harder than others to earn points on. And then we'll go through and we'll talk about the aftermath.
Okay.
So we got our first clue, and that took us to the first challenge, which is the challenge that actually gives out the most points. Building the Marshmallow Tower.
Sorry, so just real quick to make sure I'm not missing anything. Everyone is doing the same games in the same order?
Everyone is doing the same games, but everybody is in a different starting place.
Okay, so you just so happen to be in the most valuable game first.
To start, yeah.
Okay.
So, the game was the Marshmallow Tower. We had to construct... We got a yard of tape. We got a yard of string. And half a box of spaghetti. And a bag of jumbo marshmallows. And with those, we had to construct a tower. And it had to stand on its own power for 10 seconds, and then whatever its vertical height was at the end of 10 seconds, then we were allowed to support it. But it was who could have the tallest marshmallow tower.
How long did you have to build these?
We had 5 minutes.
Okay, and when you say, you said like a yard of tape, what type of tape is it?
This was masking tape.
Okay. So, all right. And then again, maybe I just missed the little detail. So you got points based on, how tall you build it.
This one was unique because it had to stand for 10 seconds. You got a point for every inch it stood above the table.
Okay.
So technically, the lowest score you could get was 1 inch because they determined that a marshmallow standing on the table was 1 inch.
Okay. So I guess, remind me, what were the opinions of mine you wanted? How good of a game it is? And
yeah, thoughts on the game? Do you have any ideas? Like, how hard do you think this would be?
certainly sounds like it could be difficult. You said tape string in spaghetti?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it sounds more difficult. My initial gut instinct is to take spaghetti and, break up the pieces so that you have like two or three small skewers connecting each marshmallow piece. Maybe you could get away with one, but just for structural integrity, I would go with like two. Maybe some tape as reinforcement. The string, I guess, initially I'm having a hard time thinking what I would do with that.
Yes. I have no idea what the string was for.
Yeah, like, I guess maybe if you wanted to use the string as a centerpiece connecting a bunch of marshmallows, but it's not rigid in any way. I would say overall, based on everything I know, this sounds like a pretty decent game that sounds like it'd be fun. There's a lot of creativity that goes into it, and I'm sure you would get varied results in terms of how people wanted to go about it. You did say it was the highest scoring game, so I have zero context as to what the other games might give in terms of score. So I might retroactively say the scoring is totally out of line and whack for this game. But given everything I know, it sounds like a fun game.
It was fun.
Like there could be nothing that would go horribly wrong.
I held the tape. That was my job. We built a pyramid as the base. Then we built
you could do that? Oh.
So one piece of spaghetti connecting 5 marshmallows, right? To make a pyramid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we did an inverted pyramid on top of it, connected those. And then in the corners, we had a piece of spaghetti go down, and then we had a marshmallow as a connector to connect it to the base. And then we did that again on top. We built another pyramid. Then we put a piece of spaghetti on top of that as a spire.
Okay, I think I'm understanding. So how high did you get? How many marshmallows up?
We were 26.2 inches above the table.
Ooh, a marathon above.
Yes, we were very good.
So
that was the first game.
How did other people do on that one?
We had the highest score. We actually got a trophy for getting the high score on that. The lowest score was 1 inch. The next highest score was 22 inches.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So we did really well.
You guys crushed it.
The next one, we got a hint, and it was a little cryptic, but we figured out that we had to go to this station where we found toilet paper. Oh, no, sorry. That's next. I guess we can do that one now. We got a hint, and we found a bunch of toilet paper, and that was it. And we're like, okay. So, this game was we had to mummify somebody. We had to pick somebody on our team, and we had to wrap them in toilet paper. We had to wrap their legs, their torso, and their arms in toilet paper. And we were at a disadvantage. We had no thin people on our team. Not a judgment, but you inherently have to spend more toilet paper on me than you do on you, right?
So I guess my question right now is, how do you earn points for this? You just have to wrap someone up?
You had to, it was whoever had the best mummy, and there was a judge.
Okay. I love me a subjective competition like this.
So we did our best. There were some arguments on how to best wrap somebody up. And we were only allowed to have 4 rolls of toilet paper. So we didn't use all 4 rolls. Ultimately, we got like through 2 rolls, I think, combined through all 4. And we got 8 points. We actually only got 6, but then the judge added 2 points because we did some acting. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So there was another stage that I accidentally skipped. It was based on Minute to Win It. We found a table that was full of bowls of M&Ms and a bowl at the other end of the table.
Any kind of M&M or just normal?
Regular M&Ms. We were given straws, and we had to suck up the straw. With the straw, we had to suck up the M&M and drop it into the other bowl.
Okay.
The problem is, when there's 5 people around like a regular 6-foot table, that doesn't always work. One person on our team dropped their M&M in the dirt, and them trying to suck it up from the ground was like, at one point I picked it up and put it on the table. I was like, there you go, you got it. So that one, a little tough. Lot of lung power, but we got full points. We emptied an entire packet of M&Ms into the bowl.
Shit. How much time did you have for that?
We had 3 minutes.
Okay, wow. How many people were on your team? Okay, wait,
5 people on a team.
What size M&M packet? Because when you initially said this, I was thinking like a big-ass bowl of them.
It was a regular-sized packet. Everybody originally everyone had to do a minimum of 5, then you could divvy it up however you wanted.
Okay, I see. Okay, so I guess I forgot to chime in for the Mummy one.
Yeah.
So let me knock out both. The Mummy one, I think that one kind of stinks. That's bottom tier so far. We got the in S tier we have the initial one of the Marshmallow Towers. Right? That's our winner. Cool. I would say like D tier honestly is the Mummy one because of the unfairness that you had mentioned, coupled with the fact that it's one that was just judged, and then coupled with the fact that you got bonus points just for acting. I mean, I applaud you and your team for earning those bonus points, but if I were on another team, like what you said, make it look like I would just say people would be in a tizzy over that.
There was also a trophy given out for who had the best Mummy. We did not win that one.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So then for the M&M game, I like this. I would say this one's between A and B tier. I think this is a pretty good one. I like the fact that there was the minimum and then you could divvy it out. I would say all in all, pretty good game. Simple, I think the simplicity has a lot going for it. I think the Marshmallow edges it out as a better game because of the expression of creativity.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's a bit more just physical game. But M&M game, good.
I like these games better than last year's game, and I'll tell everybody last year's game. I don't know if you remember or not.
That was the one that you cheated?
I didn't cheat. That was the first year. I'll tell everybody the game from last year at the end. I think this year was prohibitively better. So the fourth challenge for us was we were given a lockbox that we had to unlock, and we were given riddles. So this one you can actually do. Well, no, you can't. Sorry. We were given 3 riddles, and the first riddle was a hidden word puzzle where the first letter of each sentence spelled out a word. The word was strong. Every letter corresponded to a number, and when you added those numbers together, you got the first digit of the lock. The second puzzle was if A equals 1 and B equals 2 and C equals 3, so on and so forth, what is the second digit of the puzzle is what it is if each letter is assigned its numerical value, and you add up all of the numbers together, and then you add up all of that sum, as individual numerals. So if the sum of strong was 128, then it would be 11, and then 1 plus 1 equals 2, and that would mean that the second digit is 2. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so how did you score points for this one?
It was based on how many riddles you solved, and were you able to unlock the lockbox.
Okay.
The third riddle, I'll actually tell you. You can enter, but I have no room. I have space. Nowhere to go. I don't remember how it ended. Oh, I have an escape, but you cannot leave.
Oh, geez. I guess before that last one, I was going to guess like a conversation. Because you can enter a conversation. There can be space in a conversation. That last one, though, threw me. And I'm generally and genuinely pretty bad at riddles.
This is where I carried. I heard this and immediately knew the answer.
What was it?
It's a keyboard.
Keyboard. So hold on.
I have space.
Enter, but there's no room.
Yep.
There's space, but something. And then
there's an escape, but you can't leave.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They should have included an extra line. You can QWERTY, but you can't, and then something else.
Yeah, you can QWERTY, but you can't ASDFUK.
Yeah, well, you can ASDFA, though.
Yeah. So yeah, and then inside there was candy, and you were allowed to take some candy. So
nice.
There was like nerds and airheads.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna put the riddles in B tier. Marshmallow S tier, M&M's A tier, riddles B tier, mummy D tier.
All right. So we're halfway through.
Halfway? All right, let's rapid fire some of these.
All right. Hey, I'm trying. All right. The next one was don't spill a drop.
Okay.
We were given a 5-gallon bucket of water. 1 full of water and 1 empty. We had to fill as much as we could the 5-gallon bucket as high as we could using only the water from the 5-gallon bucket.
Okay.
Okay? We were given sponges and cups that had holes in them.
Okay.
And we had 5 minutes to take 5 gallons without touching either bucket from the full bucket to the empty bucket.
You couldn't touch the buckets, I see.
Only using the sponges and the cups.
I was going to say, like, could you not have, like, gotten a stick or something and used it to loop the handle of the full bucket and then lower that into, so they're like nesting, lower that into the empty bucket so all of the water is technically in there and you did not touch the buckets?
Well, no, we couldn't do that. But I'll tell you that there were lots of cheatsy dootlers who were actually given bonus points. So I told you had a 5-gallon bucket full of water to start, right?
Yes.
You have an empty bucket.
Yes.
So if you didn't spill a drop, the most amount of water that you could put from the empty bucket, from the full bucket to the empty bucket is
5 gallons.
Okay. More than one team had a total that exceeded more than 5 gallons because they found other buckets of water to draw from.
Okay.
So they were like, oh, these other buckets that are for other teams, we're just going to use their water.
Okay.
And they filled up another bucket.
Oh my gosh, okay.
They didn't, and then they got bonus points for that. I was like, that's dumb.
I think it's one thing for them to have bent the rules like that. For them to get bonus points for that.
They got bonus points for thinking outside the box.
That's...
I said that's just cheatsy doodling.
Yeah. There's a difference between thinking outside the box and then just violating the
rules of the game? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That said, I do think moving the water, no cheating involved, good game. Mm-hmm. A tier.
Okay. So the same place, there were more buckets, all right? But these were smaller buckets.
Okay.
Okay. You
Maybe
played beer
4.5
pong.
gallon.
Have you played beer pong? Yeah.
Yeah.
How good are you at beer pong?
I'm pretty good.
Okay. This was beer pong, but it was smaller buckets and a tennis ball.
Okay.
But the buckets had no liquid in them.
Oh, geez.
And we were on the side of a cliff. So every time the tennis ball kept trying to go off the side of the cliff, or it went past the buckets because there's no backstop, and it just rolled down the hill.
Well,
so we were
was it a cliff or a hill?
No, so to the right of us was a vertical sheer cliff. Like, walk off that and you die.
Okay.
But on the other side of the buckets where you're trying to toss this tennis ball in, the ball would roll for like another 50 to 100 feet because it was a gradual hill.
Could you have not had someone standing behind
We were
it as
not
the
allowed.
backstop?
We were not allowed to have a backstop. That was against the rules.
You're not allowed to have a backstop, but you can steal water from other fucking buckets.
Exactly. We were not allowed to have a catcher. So we got full points for the water bucket, by the way. We got full points for the riddle. We only got 5 because it was based on you got 1 point for every bucket that you pulled out. So I got 5 points. My team got 5 points. I scored in 4 of them. And it was tough. Like, I was like, you guys need to put a little bit of water in here because they're just... What's happening is they hit inside and then they bounce out.
Yeah, or the bucket falls over or whatever.
Yeah, so I was like, this is bullshit. There was a couple that were like in and outs. But really fun game. Just, that was the one where we all got our cardio.
Gotcha. That's obnoxious that you couldn't have a backstop. For that, B tier.
Yes. All right, final 2 games. My least favorite game that I actually received permission to not participate in. That didn't hurt my team. Blindfolded taste test.
Blindfolded taste test, okay.
The person running the station promised me that there was nothing weird in the cooler. I said I still can't do it. So you were blindfolded with your bandana, and then you were given a sample of a food, and you all had to agree on what the food was. And you got points based on how many you got right. So
what were some of the things in here?
Raisin.
Okay.
Pickle.
Okay.
Cucumber. We got 2 of them wrong. The 2 that we got wrong, we thought one of them was popcorn. It was a rice puff.
Okay.
The other one was, we thought it was a Frito. It was a regular tortilla chip.
Okay.
There was a grape. There was a blueberry. There was a pretzel. Like, nothing crazy at all. Everything that everybody would have eaten. But I literally was just like, I can't live with this. So
I give that one C tier, mainly because the foods, I mean, they're just bog standard food, you know? It's nothing
but it was actually hard. It was actually hard. Most people got at least 1 wrong.
Okay, but you listed like 10 things. That's people are shooting 90% here.
Yeah, one team got like 5 wrong.
It's gotta be combinations. It should have been like a blueberry, a white chocolate covered blueberry or something like that.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time on.
And then the last game was a memory puzzle. We were allowed to look. There was a bunch of items on a checkerboard, and we were allowed to look at the checkerboard for a minute and talk, or not without talking. Then she put a cover over the board, and we had to tell her what items there were, and she would gradually remove them. That one was fun. We missed 2 items, but that was actually... Sorry, we missed, 2 items. Everybody missed at least 1. You had to get under 3 to get full points. So you didn't have to clear the board to get full points on that one. You just had to get under 3.
Interesting. I would say... Sounds like an okay game. Memory games, they're kind of, I'll take or leave them. I give it a B tier.
All right. Now, that's all the games.
Yeah.
As you were going through and you completed your challenges, you received Scrabble tiles. At the end, once you received the final Scrabble tile, it gave you a clue on where your team's flag was. So, once we got all of the things, ours said pickleball. So we went to the pickleball court, and everybody's flags were hidden there. So ours, luckily, was right next to the entrance. I grabbed it and went back. And then, as it turned out, Tommy, pink team won the entire event. We had the most points.
Whoa. Mostly
because of the Marshmallow Tower.
Yeah, that seems like you win the entire event with just Marshmallow Tower, potentially.
Yeah, a little disproportionate, but the last thing I'll say is this is what we did last year, okay? So last year, it was a relay race. So there was 5 people on your team, and we were at like a driving range. So the farthest thing away was at least 100 yards, okay? And not flat, hilly, kind of. And there were 4 stations. So the first station, you just ran to. The second station, you picked up a blindfold. And you took the blindfold and you wore it to the second station. Okay? Then at the second station, you took your blindfold off. And you filled a spoon, a very cheap Amazon spoon, with marbles. Okay? And you had to carry that spoon with the marbles without having them fall down to the fourth station, okay? Then you had to keep the marbles and the spoon there by inflating a balloon. So nobody thought to put the marbles in the balloon, by the way. So we had to inflate a balloon and keep it there. It was a very windy day. One person's balloon went 100 yards further away into the woods. And then the 5th stage was you had to walk backwards to the station, okay? So that's the relay race. However, I told you, at the first station, you picked up the blindfold and carried it to the second station, right?
Okay.
So now the blindfold's at the second station. And so you have to walk backwards to the first station. And then you have to you have to run to the second station. And then you have to do the blindfold to the third station. And so on and so forth. Until finally, you're running backwards down a hill. Is what it ultimately came down to. And also, when you're blindfolded, your team was supposed to yell directions to you. But my team didn't give a fuck, so my team didn't say anything.
Why? Yeah, what was it? Just because you guys had already won, so they were resting on their laurels?
No, this was last year.
Oh.
This was last year's event. So, this year's event, way more fun.
Yeah. But I gotta ask, though, what was the deal with the one bathroom? How did that play out?
Oh, so no bathroom.
No porta potty even?
There was one porta potty, yes.
Yeah, what was the deal? How did that shake out?
There was
the big holdup.
There was a urinal in there.
Okay.
At one point, I basically went as soon as we got there and was like, all right, if it's good after lunch, God bless. If not, fuck. And it was good after lunch. At some point, it was no longer good. It was better as a porta potty than last year. The porta potties at the place we went last year, somebody had, I'll say an episode, because the walls were covered in shit last year. And like I don't know how that...
Actual shit?
Like, literal shit.
Oh,
like,
wow.
somebody, like shit in a circle.
They summoned some freaking, like, fairies and woodland creatures with their poop?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, someone tried to draw a fucking summoning circle through their ass. And the other problem was, this one was in the shade on a cool day. Those porta potties were directly in the sun on a hot day.
Oof.
So, yeah, that puts a lot of emphasis on it. I can't smell, so it's really only is it disgusting in there. And people kept it pretty clean, I gotta say. They kept it pretty clean. I cannot use a porta potty to go number 2. I've done it once in my entire life. and it was so awful that I almost threw up because of it.
Blech.
Yeah. But that was also like 6 a.m. They literally unlocked the porta potty that they had just cleaned the night before, and I went in there. But yeah, I can't really use a bathroom. I can't really use a porta potty like that. I can only pee in it. And this one had a urinal, but it was weird. It looked like a cup. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to pee in the cup. I'm going to pee in the toilet part. So I peed in the toilet part. Also, because of the urinal, everybody, no matter how big or tall or small you were, they had to get in, and then you had to do like you were doing like the cha-cha slide where you're like, turn it out. Everyone had to get in there and then like slowly turn it around to like face the toilet or sit down.
So what I'm hearing is overall could have been worse.
So I was told at least one of the girls went to the other side of the lake to pee. So,
gotcha.
So
also, could have been better, but also could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been better, could have been worse. You went.
Wow, bleeping that. Something that I did want to bring up that is on our show notes is we went and saw Toy Story 5.
Okay. All right. And what were your thoughts?
It's good.
Ooh, that's not a ringing endorsement.
It's not. No. It's good. It's definitely the worst of the series in my opinion.
Okay.
But we all did at least enjoy it. Like, went with my whole family, and everyone walked out of it saying they liked it. They all thought it was good, but we were all kind of on the same page that it doesn't really compare to any of the other ones. My 5-year-old nephew, his exact words were, "It was good. I thought it would be better."
He's 5?
He's 5, and that was his review.
That's really funny.
So overall, like, we enjoyed it, but it does a lot less, and I wrote this in my Letterboxd review, it does a lot less to justify its own existence than, say, Toy Story 4 does.
Yeah. It's interesting. Man, some of these movies, like the Supergirl movie review thread came out today or yesterday, and it's not getting smash hit reviews.
Yeah, from the critics.
From the critics, yeah. And I all I know is that it's been getting parked on a little bit, and I'm like, man, every time that we put when we move into a space traditionally dominated by men and we make the protagonist a woman and the movie fucking strikes out, like, I fear that, like, we're just getting less representation in the future. Like, I'm like, this is an important responsibility. Why couldn't we just have Superman? Like, the source material for that movie is based on what I understand to be a very beloved comic that is very well loved, not just for its writing, but for its colors and its inking and its drawing. Right?
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's incredible. And one of the reviews said this movie is brown. And I'm like, yeah, it's brown?
Yeah, that has been a concern of mine, and I'm totally. First off, thanks for hijacking my Toy Story 5. I bring one thing to the pre-show, and it gets hijacked 2 minutes in, and I let CJ talk for 30 minutes about games.
It's tying back into Toy Story because it's a Jessie story.
But yeah, I'm with you though, or I'm with that review because before it's come out, and Jade and I have tickets to go see Supergirl this weekend, so maybe next episode I'll be able to report back, but that was a concern of mine, is in all of the promotional material we've seen, it looks very drab. And when I was reading the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic, and even afterwards, like, I would stop and just marvel at the coloring on a lot of the sheets. And I even said to Jade a few weeks ago when we saw a trailer, it's just like, I'm just concerned it's not that, like, how colorful it is any real indication of quality as a film, but it just feels like it's missing something that is core to the visual identity of that comic and the story. It's not necessary to the story, I would say, but in the story, they're going to multiple locales that are very vibrant, or there are space bending things that happen that are very colorful. And, you know, seeing a lot of the trailers, I was just kind of saying to myself with hope, maybe they just go to a planet that looks like that, and that's part of the movie. But yeah, you know, hearing a lot of that in the run up to the release, that no, the whole movie is pretty dull looking, that's, you know, a bit disheartening going in.
Yeah, I heard that Jason Momoa's in it, and I'm like, he's Aquaman, and they're like, no, he plays somebody else, and I'm like, how many? We need to get Duncan Idaho out of this shit. Cast other actors.
I hear you, but also the character who he is playing is in DC such a perfect role for Jason Momoa.
You already went to that well. You know, that's your fault.
I hear you.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, how crusty were Tom Hanks and Annie Potts and I can't remember Jesse's voice actress.
Joan Cusack?
Joe Cusack and Tim Allen. Like, how bad were their voices?
I wouldn't say any of them were bad. Jesse, like, Joan Cusack is great in it as Jesse. Jesse is certainly one of the strong points in it. Annie Potts did not have enough material from her to really be able to discern how good of a performance it was. I think Tim Allen gives a pretty good, like, hate the dude, but I think he gives a pretty good performance in it. They give Buzz more to do as in it in general. Tom Hanks, I think, is the one that's the most crust. Not that it's like distractingly bad. I think Woody as a whole is just kind of distracting in the film in general.
Like, why was he there?
Yeah. Mostly why is he there? Because it's, you know, I don't hate how they brought him back, but they brought him back for him to just be there. You know, he doesn't really do much towards or to the story.
Got it.
Compared to like Buzz and Jesse. You know, I think you could have gotten away, and I understand, like, no, you gotta have Woody there. You gotta rope him along. But I mean, maybe diminish his role more so that the things of, quote, consequence that he's involved in, you know, use that to heighten a different toy that kind of gets shafted. You don't have to rely on Woody so much. Woody was just, I think it's one of my main complaints about it is Woody's inclusion, or not necessarily inclusion, but the use of Woody.
Yeah, especially because we had a whole movie about him leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and he's back.
Yeah, but again, like, I do feel like with the way that it's set up, there is space for, it's like, no, they're still in each other's lives. We speculated a bit in our last episode about how will they get Woody back in it, and the answer is pretty simple. We kind of were in the general ballpark of it.
They just call him.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much it. And I think that it makes sense that they have contact with him in this way. I just wish that he had been given more or something different sort of involvement in the plot, because it was just, I don't know. The whole plot itself was a bit disjointed.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
Was the gut-wrenching Pixar sad bawl your eyes out, was that present in this film?
Oh, there was definitely a moment that made me weep. It's not as strong as the other Toy Stories in that it does feel as though it kind of comes out of nowhere compared to the other Toy Stories, where the big moment is like really built up to in those, and they really do feel central to not just the character arcs but the plot. Where in this there's the big moment that makes you cry, but it's much more centered on the character and their journey and the arc that they're on, and it's a bit more inconsequential to the actual plot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the plot is informed by our characters' actions, and our characters' actions are different now because they know this thing, or this thing happened, or whatever. But ultimately, it really just kind of comes out. It feels a bit like a drive-by. It comes out of nowhere, and then it's really not the focus of the story. So, yeah, it's in there. It felt a little manipulative because of that, because of how inconsequential it was. It's certainly a nice thing to know, or like I'm glad that it happened, because I'm like, oh, I like this in the Toy Story universe. I like this having happened. But yeah, it didn't leave me feeling empty or anything. Like I said, I cried. Like everyone, my nephew said that was the point that his eyes got really wet. So it has the moment. It's not quite as resonant though as the other Toy Stories.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, speaking of Disney, Tommy, what movie are we watching this week?
We're watching The Princess Diaries, which this is a Disney film?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay. So I guess CJ, what made you bring this to the table? Let's start there.
What made me bring this to the table? Well, Anne Hathaway. I mean, come on. Julie Andrews. Also, it has the guy who plays Tim Allen's boss in the show that Tim Allen is in that got canceled because he was a piece of shit and then got brought back. And he doubled down on being a piece of shit. So I was like thinking about that because Tim Allen is in Toy Story, and it has that guy who plays the guy's boss in the show where Tim Allen got canceled for being a piece of shit.
So that was the connection that got you to think of Princess Diaries, was a different film. Tim Allen's in, his boss is in this one.
Yeah, well, it's a different show. It's a TV show.
Oh, right. Which show was it? Was it the
Last
Man
Man Standing? Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you've seen this, of course.
I have, yeah. I have. I'm a fan. It's like it has like a shade of miscongeniality to it, where it's like, hey, we're gonna turn this pig pen into a Charlie Brown. That's a terrible analogy. But I'm gonna roll with it because, you know,
so we're gonna turn this slob into a snob.
There you go, and they do, and then she doesn't fully do that. And
spoilers, Jesus fuck.
Yeah, well, guess what? Be true to your heart. It's a fucking Disney movie. I
don't care. You're spoiling it.
I think Mandy Moore's in it too. Have you seen this movie before?
No.
You haven't seen The Princess Diaries?
No, I've not.
Oh, so then you didn't know Tim Allen's boss was in it.
Exactly. And then you're just here spoiling the plot.
Well, I'm spoiling the plot. Julie Andrews is in it too.
Yeah, she was one of the reasons that you said you picked it.
Yeah, Dame Julie Andrews, excuse me, post vocal surgery. So, anyways, fun time.
So you saw this when it came out? After the fact? Tell me your history.
This was one of those movies that they played on Disney Channel. That was not a Disney Channel original movie.
I thought you just said it was a Disney movie.
It is a Disney movie, but it's not a Disney Channel.
Right,
yeah.
The DComs.
Let's watch a Disney Channel movie.
Man, we got to do a DCom one day.
bruh, are we gonna do the 13th year or the one where the kid turns into a mermaid and leaves all of the life and family he's ever known to go be a mermaid with strangers?
Was that not the 13th year?
Oh, I'm thinking Luck of the Irish. What about Overboard? Remember the one? There was the 3 movies with the Lawrence brothers, and the first one was the kid goes out to the dude ranch, and the second film is the sequel to that where they go to a private island, but they get stranded on the island, and then there's pirates.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh my god, you don't remember the Lawrence brothers?
No, I mean, when I think DComs, I think Under Wraps, Halloween Town, Xenon, Smart House. That 13th year one, that's the mermaid one, right?
I think yes. Smart House.
Yeah, Smart House. I was gonna say, did I already say Smart House? Yeah, Smart House. Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami.
My
and
Date
Johnny
with the
Tsunami
President's
too.
Daughter.
My Date with the President's daughter. Oh yeah, My Date with her.
Dude, that movie lives so rent-free in my head. Like, would they go to that club with the alien blow-up doll or whatever?
Dude,
anyway.
You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
The 13th year, Xenon, Smart House, and Johnny Tsunami, and Horse Sense, which is the movie I was talking about, all came out in the same year.
Wow, what a year.
99.
What
let's
a
see.
year.
Miracle in Lane 2. That was the Frankie Muniz movie with the soapbox derby.
I don't remember that one. I remember Don't Look Under the Bed.
Don't Look Under the Bed, yep. There's
was a classic.
Xenon, the sequel.
What about
Phantom of the Megaplex? Did you ever see that one?
That one doesn't ring a bell. What about
Mom's
the one
got
where
a date with a vampire?
Yeah, I was about to say, what about the one where my mom's dating the vampire? I couldn't remember the name.
Ha ha ha! You remember the one where the lady, or the girl ends up she has 5 younger brothers and sisters. Her parents gives birth to 5 children.
No,
yeah,
I don't remember that.
Quince was the name of the movie.
See, I remember Get a Clue. There's nothing you can do.
I don't think that was a decom. The Poof Point.
Wait, did you say that wasn't a decom?
No.
Well, I thought it was.
Get a Clue?
Yeah. Was it not?
No. Wait. Yes, it was. Yeah, 2002.
Wow.
My bad. I was going in order. There was Jet Jackson.
I remember the
Jumping
$1
Ship
Million
was
Cook-Off,
the movie I was thinking of. The million,
where
Eddie,
he's the baseball player.
Yeah, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. Halloween Town 2.
Yes, all the
Calabar's
Halloween
Revenge.
Towns. Yeah, those were
shout out to
good.
Debbie Reynolds in that. Cadet Kelly.
Oh, I forgot about that one. What about? I mean, the classic, the most successful one, High School Musical. Got to bring that up.
Yeah. There was Xenon Z3. There was Tiger Cruise. Hang on. The Cheetah Girls.
Oh yeah, Cheetah Girls.
The Even Stevens movie. Oh, I remember one of my favorites. I know my favorite.
Camp Rock.
Those were a little late for me, but I remember one of my favorites was Full Court Miracle.
Full Court Miracle.
The all-Jewish basketball team. It's got the guy who was in... He played Jackson Leroy in Renaissance Man. He played the coach. And he was a former college basketball coach who comes on and coaches this high school boys Jewish basketball team. It's based on, it has like this Hanukkah theme where they like lose power during the championships and they're going to lose because they don't have enough oil for the generator.
What? This is wild.
Yeah, no, it's like very much like a parable. Let's see. You Wish. Do you remember You Wish?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Let me.
It's the one where he wishes that his brother didn't exist, as Spencer Breslin. Where if you talked to him that year, all he was talking about was 9/11.
9/11.
Stuck in the suburbs. Stuck in the suburbs.
What was the one? God, I remember. Stepsister. She's like an alien or something.
Yeah, that was stepsister from Planet Weird.
Yeah.
There was hang on. So Kim Possible movie, So the Drama, instant classic. Go Figure, which was about a figure skater who becomes a hockey player. There was the Proud Family movie.
Classic.
And Twitches with Tia and Tamara Mowry.
I forgot about Twitches. Yeah, I remember that one.
I was big into Sister, so...
Yeah, Sister was... I liked it. That was one that I wish I had watched more of, because I did like it, but I feel like I don't know. I think it was on at that time of the night where I was going to bed.
Yeah, that one was on UPN, and I feel like WB... And I feel like they ran reruns on BET and Disney. I feel like that one was syndicated all over the place. Cowbells, that was the one that had Allie and AJ. Or Allie and Amanda. Yeah, Allie and AJ. Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior. Featuring Brenda Song, now known for being married to Macaulay Culkin. I think she's
known for being Brenda Song.
She was
not
also
being defined by her relationship.
It's true. She was also in The Social Network.
She's most notably Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, she was
London
not in
Tipton, baby.
What about the Cheetah Girls 2?
Oh, see, never saw it.
Johnny Kapahala.
Is that like a spin-off of Johnny Tsunami?
Yeah, it is. Twitches 2. There was a third Cheetah Girls movie. Okay.
What?
The Princess Protection Program. This is where I started.
Oh, that rings a bell.
Yeah, that was like the end for me. That's the one where Selena Gomez plays both parts, I think.
Gotcha. Oh,
or
so it's
no,
like,
one of them is Demi Lovato and the other one is Selena Gomez.
I was gonna say what? So it's like a Parent Trap type situation, or what?
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Well, getting back to where the rabbit hole started, Princess Diaries, not a DCOM, but a Walt Disney film, no less.
Yeah, pretty good.
And this is, so it's directed by Gary Marshall, the sibling of Penny Marshall, whom we've covered here with Renaissance Man.
Yeah,
you just mentioned.
We really fucked that one up. Is that the only movie we've done with a woman director?
Shrek had multiple directors.
That feels like that doesn't count, but
wow. There goes CJ discrediting a woman's piece of art.
I hate you.
But I was gonna say, directed by Gary Marshall, written by Gina Wendkos, and then, like you talked about, starring Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. Something that I learned just today in preparing for this episode, which I didn't really do much research, but I did learn this was Anne Hathaway's first feature film. Like, she was an absolute unknown going into this.
Yes, and I gotta say, she also in Ella Enchanted around the same time?
Ella Enchanted, I think, was a few years down the road. I think she was actually a name by then.
Man, I don't know what it was. She was just like, and she's like 10 years older than I am, or 11 years older than I am. But she was like one of my first, like, this almost feels age appropriate. It's clearly not when I was, 13 and she's 23, but it almost felt age appropriate to have a crush on Anne Hathaway.
Almost.
And then you're like, oh, the people that it's actually age appropriate to have crushes on, it's like Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter.
I was gonna say, for this movie, in talking about the Disney Channel itself, I do remember this being advertised all the time. So while I've not seen the Princess Diaries, there's a couple moments or scenes that I definitely have seen. Like, I remember her like walking on the bleachers and falling on her ass, or things from the trailers of like her tapping the wine glass and it breaking. Which, now that I think about it, this is directed by Gary Marshall. He also did Pretty Woman, which is another tale of making a woman who is already beautiful into someone who is beautiful.
He also did Runaway Bride and
I'm not familiar with that one. Overboard, is that the one with that's like the horrible Adam Sandler poster?
This is the poster for it. I don't know if it's the Adam Sandler poster, but it's the one where Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Oh no, not this one. Oh no, I'm thinking of Going Overboard. Okay, CJ, are you ready? Have you seen the poster for this?
It's a way different movie.
Have you seen the poster for Going Overboard?
No, I haven't.
All right, I'm gonna send you a photo. It might be the greatest movie poster of all time.
Okay.
Open image in new tab. Wait, where? What? Come on, Wikipedia. There we go.
Oh my god. Someone thought this was a good idea.
Here's a higher res one. So if you've not seen the poster for Going Overboard, it's a very, very poor. This came out in like 89. So very poorly 1989 Photoshop Adam Sandler's head on a body that does not look to be his, with water wings that also look photoshopped on, and he's standing going, the body's going like this, like shrugging type thing, but his face doesn't match it at all. And in the background there's two women diving over beginning to dive, I should say, over a railing.
Their feet are both flat on the ground and they're halfway over, and it's just to show that they're wearing bikinis.
Yes, it's just to show ass on the poster.
Yeah, all right.
And then what's going on in the background on the right on that mountain? Are there like two dinosaurs meeting there?
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyway, The Princess Diaries. Yeah, so I've not seen it. So CJ, do you want me to take off my headphones and you can make a prediction?
I will.
Okay, cool. I am taking them off now. Let me know when I can come back.
You know what? Tommy was not really into Miss Congeniality, and I was. So I'm going to go ahead and say that he is not going to like this, although I'm going to love it. So, all right, let's get Tommy back in here.
Okay, I am back.
Awesome. All right. Well, Tommy, is there anything else you want to do before we get starterinoed?
Oh, I don't think so. I think I'm ready to watch The Princess Diaries.
All right. Well, folks, if you want to watch along with us, you can go ahead and pause here in a second. We do this companion audio podcast for every movie that we watch. The link for that will be in the description below. If you don't want to listen along to us watching the movie, you don't have to do anything. You just keep on trucking. But if you want to stop and watch the movie, go ahead and hit pause right now.
If Amelia refuses to accept the throne, then Genovia will cease to exist as we know it. So the future.
I don't think that's how countries work.
Yeah, you're right. It just dissolves. Nope, there's no air. Pack it up, everyone go home.
All right, we had a good run. 6 centuries. We're done.
I didn't order pizza. I'm sorry, man.
No, you must have. Unless there's another Michael Moskovitz living here, we get a call, we deliver. That's our motto.
What a horrible motto.
You don't make the pizza.
It's like, yeah, I would hope so. You get a call, we deliver. That's like a bank's motto being, you give us money, we hold on to it. Just describing what they do.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Film is Okie Dokie. If you haven't left, hello, we're back.
Hello still.
Hello again, yeah. Yeah, this is actually probably our tightest turnaround on a podcast episode.
Yeah, this episode and the most recent episode right before this, we only had like 2 days between watching the film. Oh, Duncan's trying to get a word in edgewise.
Bruh, Dunkaroo?
Duncan. Oh my gosh, trying to get freaking producer
He's
credits.
He's horning in.
Don't say that. This dog is already such a horn dog, and we don't need to play it up any farther.
Didn't he take the body pillow I left at your house as his bride?
Yep. Well, he already has a wife, and that's like a $3 throw pillow from Target. And then he already has a mistress, which is a Stitch Squishmallow from like Lilo and Stitch.
Oh.
So your body pillow became
a side piece.
Whatever. Yeah, like a concubine, a mistress to the mistress. I don't even know. But yeah, well, as soon as he started crossing that boundary with the body pillow went into storage.
Really? Yeah. So do you like bring the girlfriend out like once in a while, or?
Well, he asks for it every day. The pillow is in mine and Jade's closet, and the Stitch Squishmallow is in my office closet. And Duncan will go and sit in front of either of the closets and bark and demand it. So he doesn't get it every day, but like when we need to occupy Duncan for a little bit of time, we'll give it to him and just kind of close the door, let him go at it.
When you need him to like be self-sufficient for a little bit, you're like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Duncan, you need to be a little independent.
Just a little independent, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So when we were recording the commentary track, CJ, you told me that I had to bring up in the post show something that your boss told you at dinner, and you said to me, quote, "It was awful."
Oh.
So here's me bringing it up to remind you. What was it that your boss told you at dinner that was awful?
What actually happened was I said something objectively terrible.
What? So hold on a second.
I think I fucked up telling you, but don't worry, the story is still basically the same. All right, so a little bit of backstory. My boss, my department has two people basically at the top. One of them is the CEO, and one of them is the president now. And those two people are married. Okay, they have 2 children. And we're at dinner, so all the remote employees got taken out to dinner one night, and we're at dinner, and I'm sitting across from him. It's like a weird U-shaped table. It was weird, but I'm sitting across from him, and we do a thing in the December retreat where we go back for a week in December or January. We do a thing that week where we do it's like a white elephant. They call it a Yankee swap. And my boss, who, the president, right? So there's 2 rounds. The one that we provide the gifts and one where the company provides the gifts. And somebody had brought, it's like a $25 limit, and somebody had bought a 20-gallon bucket of nuts, and it said on the top, "This is fucking nuts." And it's literally a barrel of nuts. And we're like, oh, is it mixed nuts? No, it's literally all peanuts. So she got it, and he was like, absolutely not. We flew here. It's no way it can fit in any of our bags. And she looked sad. And so they were like, oh, don't worry. We'll order you a new one. And we'll ship it to your house. So when I was up there this time, that was last Christmas. When I was up there this time, I went into one of the offices. I went into the marketing office, and I saw the barrel of nuts. And I was like, oh, I guess they didn't take it. And I was like, okay. So at dinner, I asked him, oh, I saw that you didn't take your barrel of nuts. He goes, of course I didn't take my barrel of nuts. And I was like, oh, well, did you guys get a new barrel delivered? Did they send you one? He goes, no, we didn't get a new barrel. And so I'm like, okay. And I was like, well, why not? She really wanted it. And he's like, is that what you want? I'm going to change the name. Is that what you want? You want my infant daughter? I have an infant daughter. That's what you want? You want my infant daughter, Cindy, to choke with this giant barrel, right? That's what you want? You want my daughter to choke, CJ? And I said, no, I don't want your daughter to choke on. And I paused because I caught myself about to drive off the cliff. His eyes went white, and then he put his head down on the table. And 30 seconds later, he came up and he was crying with laughter. And then it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. That's terrible.
But you didn't say it. You walked up to the line.
Not a single person made that distinction. If you were there, you would not have made that distinction. That's what I was saying. I'm like, I didn't actually say it. So later, they go to tell, now, effectively, his wife, aka the mom, what I said. But it's so funny. She's too pure-minded. We told her the whole story, and we got to the end, and she goes, he goes, she didn't understand, and he goes, she says, she's gonna choke on barrels? I was like, yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness, that's
I was
funny.
like, I didn't actually say it. And he goes, if you couldn't tell, that is the kind of humor that I really like. I like my humor morbid. I'm like, yeah, I promise never to talk about your infant daughter again, though. He's like, no, it worked for you. I'm like, no, I'm good. We're good.
It could have you could have walked straight off the edge. It could have been much worse, you know.
I feel like I did walk straight off the edge.
No. You were being guided off the edge. That was like a setup from the outset.
I feel like I Thelma and Louised that one. Right over the edge.
I feel like your boss totally was setting you up from the get-go.
It felt like that in hindsight, but in the moment, I felt like just the idiot that just drove right into it.
It certainly could have been worse.
You know, certainly in this moment, it's hard to see how, but I know that it could have been.
Well, how about we sit around and we just come up with everything worse you could have said?
God, please, no.
Okay, I'll bail you out. How about we play the game that I prepared for you this time?
Oh, goody. I am ready for this.
Okay, sweet. So it's a game you've already played once. We are doing a throwback to guess the Okie Dokie film by the Letterboxd review.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, how did I do the last time? I don't think I did that well last time.
So last time we first did this in the Shrek episode, you got six correct out of 13. So
all right,
today,
failing grade.
Naturally, I've brought you 13 again.
Okay.
All right.
Are there any dupes?
I can't say.
Okay.
I cannot say.
All right.
So,
that's fine.
Again, just for anyone who might not have listened to our Shrek episode, I went through and I picked out a Letterboxd review for from various films that we have covered here on The Film is Okie Dokie. I'm going to read the review to CJ. He's got to guess what movie it is. I'm depending on any given review, I might be generous. Maybe I'll give you a clue or whatnot, but maybe I might be miserly today. We'll see.
All right.
Anyway, first one, we have a 1-star review by George Fenwick. The review reads, the 138-minute cinematic equivalent of someone showing you a YouTube video they promise is really good.
Okay. So that's a 2-hour and 18-minute film. Am I allowed to look at the films? Am I allowed to look at the...
I don't see why you should be barred from
looking at the podcast
to
feed?
Our catalog. Yeah.
Look
at the podcast feed or the Letterboxd list of all the films we've covered.
Yeah, okay. Hang on. Let me pull up the podcast list then. On Spotify, where I get my favorite podcasts.
Oh.
Where do you listen to your favorite podcasts?
I listen on Apple Podcasts.
Could you read the review one more time?
Yes. It's a 1-star review by George Fenwick. Mm-hmm. The 138-minute cinematic equivalent of someone showing you a YouTube video they promise is really good.
I'm trying to think, because... All right. What's my thought process here?
Yeah, talk us through.
I think that it has to be a comedy that this person didn't like. right? Because that's where you're gonna get into that situation. I'm gonna go ahead and say this is That's My Boy. Final answer.
Final answer. That's My Boy.
Yep.
I'm sorry. This was actually Megalopolis.
That's so true. Oh my god.
My gosh, right? What a trip that movie was. I loved that one. That was great.
That one's really, really funny. My favorite part about that is the supercut you made of me going, what? What? What?
I gotta go back and re-listen to that. All the what? What is he? What is going on? What?
What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh my god.
That was a good time. All right. Let's move on to review number 2. We have a 3.5-star review by Emma. The review reads, absolutely the worst movie possible to watch if you have a tendency to get white men with big mustaches mixed up.
Okay. White men, big mustaches. Okay, I'm thinking. All right. It takes all the animated stuff off the board. I'm trying to think. Oh, this is Tombstone. Final answer.
Final answer, Tombstone?
Yeah.
Well, that is correct.
Oh, let's go.
It is Tombstone. You are 1 for 2.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. I earned that one.
All right. Number 3. We have a 2-star review by Johnny.
Johnny?
This is the physical representation of trying to add fancy language to your English assignment to meet the page limit. It had a lot of engaging themes and some entertaining themes. It's just a shame that so much of the film is bland and cliche.
Okay. If you added words to meet the page limit, it's a shame that the rest of the film is bland and cliche.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think it's an early episode. I think it's got to be on the newer side. We're in the back half looking at this. I'll say The Social Network. That one's a little wordy.
Network.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
like that line of thinking.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna lock in with The Social Network. Final answer.
I'm sorry, this was actually V for Vendetta.
Oh.
I was gonna give you a review for V for Vendetta that was full of V alliteration, and then I kind of forgot to go back and swap out this one for that.
That's really funny. You know,
that was a challenging one.
That was a challenging one, but I like that. I think that if I had thought about it longer, I would have got there.
Yeah. Well, how about this one? We have a 4.5-star review by Ciara. And there's 2 parts that are all capitalized, so I'm going to read for emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
Why did none of you punk-ass bitches ever tell me this was such a hilarious movie? It's like she slammed on the keyboard a bunch. Also, are we still all pretending we wouldn't fuck Jesse Eisenberg? Like, what's everyone's thoughts on that?
Okay. A hilarious movie... Fuck Jesse Eisenberg. This should be Zombieland.
It should be.
Oh, but we have 2. Oh, you're getting in my head now. Is it The Social Network or is it Zombieland?
What if it were Superbad and this person just got Jesse Eisenberg confused with Michael Cera?
I'm going to lock in Zombieland, and if it's actually The Social Network, it would be way funnier if I got it wrong.
Well, we don't have to operate under that because this is Zombieland. Very good, CJ. 2 for 4.
Woo!
Did not fall for my bait. I'm going to be honest. I did go scrolling through a bunch of like super bad reviews looking for ones where people called some of the actors the wrong names, hoping that we could like sneak in a confused review here to confuse you.
That would have been really funny.
Maybe someday. But anyway, number 5. This one doesn't have a star rating, but it was a heart review. So this person does have a fond place. This review is by Willow McClay. This is probably the best film that ends with a 20-minute WWF Attitude Era brawl.
Oh, this is the Donnybrook in The Quiet Man?
Donnybrook. Is Donnybrook a person?
No, it's the big
Or is
brawl.
that what they called it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Final answer?
Final
Quiet Man?
answer, yeah.
Correct! This
Let's go.
is The Quiet Man. 3 for 5. Great job so
The
far.
one where they fight across the entire continent.
Yeah. That's so good.
We'll fight them on the
What a-
beaches.
What a good way to describe that scene. All right, next up, we have a 5-star review by Vinny Sims. Comedies giving a fuck about good cinematography is my heroine.
Okay. Man, comedies with good cinematography, not usually what we talk about with comedies. Man. And it's 5 stars, so this should be a good one.
Yes, this is a 5-star review by Vinny Sims.
We've done a lot of comedy.
We have done a lot of comedy. It's been a talking point between us.
Yeah. Man.
But how many could you say have good cinematography? I mean, that narrows it down to what? Like, That's My Boy?
Oh, brother, where art thou? Final answer.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You're close. The correct answer was The Big Lebowski.
The
you were
Deke.
so close.
The Deke.
The Deke.
I immediately was like,
Coming
the
back for
Deke.
revenge. Yeah, our guy.
I know. We talk about him all the time.
Oh, all right. Next up.
How hard do you think it
You're
would be to
3
get the
for 6.
Deke on the show?
Oh, dude. I bet I could write him. I've been in contact with a director before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Have I told you this story?
No.
It could be a quick aside. Long story short, my dad and I watched a movie that we
The
found.
Poughkeepsie tapes?
No, but you're not far off. We watched this like amateur film we found on YouTube. It's like 30 minutes long, and long story short, it was mislabeled, and we were like, we wanted to find the original thing it was labeled as. So I found the director on Facebook and messaged him about it, and he got back to me saying, yeah, no, it doesn't have any distribution. The thing you watched, my 15-year-old son directed. Anyway, next up, we have a 4.5-star review by Adrian. This one's a little longer. Ready for this?
Okay, Adrian. 4.5 stars.
Adrian, 4.5 stars. Things missing from this movie. Tired, overdone, high on drug sequence. Someone's bare ass we didn't ask to see. James Franco. A barrage of penis, boobs, and vagina jokes. A diarrhea scene. Classic comedy. Things present in this movie. Smart, surprisingly creative cinematography. A bumping, synth-heavy score. Jesse Plemons. Hilarious scenes that mirror popular games. Tons of film references. Incredible chemistry with the entire cast.
This is Game Night. Final answer.
Final answer?
Yeah.
This is Game Night. Great job, CJ. They really tried to sneak Jesse Plemons in under your nose there, didn't they?
I was literally like, Jesse Plemons? We watched Bugonia?
No, we watched Civil War.
Yeah.
All right. 4 for 7. We've got 6 left.
All right.
We have a 5-star review by Lucy. This cured my depression and brought it back full force in the span of 2 hours.
Man. What was the rating?
5 stars.
Ooh, I'm going to say La La Land.
Final answer?
I'm going to lock in La La Land, yeah.
You locked in correctly. It was La La Land.
Yeah,
Great snipe.
That
5 for
movie,
8.
goddamn.
Yeah. Ugh, brutal. Heart-wrenching. All right. 5 for 8. On to number 9. You only need to get one more to tie your score from last time, and we have 5 left.
Okay.
All right. We have a 5-star review by Zoe Rose Bryant, and this is another long one, so please stick with me.
5, 4, what was it, 4?
5.
5.
5 stars out of 5. I realize I'm such a cliche for saying this, but this movie really is the reason why I'm out here. It's the reason I do anything. I've heard every complaint and critique, and I just don't care. This is the purest form of movie magic I've ever experienced, and simply one of the most impactful and influential films I've ever seen, period. It never shies away from how hard it is out here and how damn near impossible it is to, quote, make it. And yet, that faint glimmer of hope remains incessantly alluring at all the same. We're crazy fools who break hearts and make messes trying to make something of ourselves with often no rational reason to believe our dreams will come to pass. But we still do it anyway. And for me, this movie is why. If that makes me a cliche, so be it. Cliches are cliches for a reason. They're true.
I literally have no idea what fucking movie this is. So my guess is this person's insane. And this is like an unpopular take. Like this is the one person that gave Megalopolis a 4.5 star.
This was the 5-star review on Meet the Feebles.
I'm like, what movie is about like making your dreams come true? Coming to America. All right. So operating under that assumption, and I'm gonna say, man, this is why it's so hard to make it. We're out here. I'm like, what movie even is that?
This movie really is the reason why I'm out here.
Why I'm out?
Never shies away from how hard it is out here and how damn near impossible it is to, quote, make it. And yet, that faint glimmer of hope remains incessantly alluring all the same.
I'm going to go ahead and say this person's on meth and say this is a Megalopolis review. And if I'm wrong, it's because I'm overreading into the fact that you wouldn't tell me if there were multiple reviews for the same movie in here. So I'm locking in Megalopolis, final answer.
Oh, CJ, you were so close. This was actually La La Land again. Oh, so close.
So close.
Oh, all right. 5 for 9. 4 left to get 1.
Is this one La La Land too?
Can you imagine? All right. 5-star review by Noen. It's like neon if you swap the O and the E. Watched again with the hope that the end would magically change.
You son of a bitch. Is this La La Land?
You think final answer?
Yeah.
This is La La
You
Land.
fucking bastard.
Great job, CJ. You saw through my gambit.
I fucking called it out.
I mean, what are the odds I put 4 La La Land
Oh,
reviews
I would be
in a row,
so
though?
annoyed with you.
All right, you got 3 left. You have tied your score from last time. You just need 1 more to set a new high score. Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
We have a 4-star review by Hal. Starring famous British actor, My Cocaine.
Starring famous British actor My Cocaine.
Yes.
A famous British actor? I'm like running through them all. Oh. I'm gonna go with Glass Onion.
Glass Onion. Final answer?
Yeah, because Banshees of Inisherin, I don't think he's British. Alright, I'm gonna lock it in.
I'm sorry. This was actually The Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's what I get for letting my heart win. Alright.
All right, 2 left. We have a 3.5-star review by Ryan. This is what happens when you mix cocaine and Christmas.
Scrooged. Final answer.
Really? You're going with Scrooged instead of the
Muppet Christmas
which
Carol.
has My Cocaine in it?
Yep.
Well, you would be right to do so because this is Scrooged. Good
All right.
call, CJ.
All right, there we go.
You made it. 7 points. Just one review remaining. 3-star review by Haley Rose KK. Seeing Michael Caine in a movie is like a comfort thing now. I love that he is everywhere.
This is Miss Congeniality, final answer, locking it in.
You're right. This is Miss Congeniality.
You fucking bitch. I saw through your game.
What?
I saw through your game.
What game was I playing?
You were trying to get me to say Muppet Christmas Carol 3 times after you pulled that shit with La La Land.
I would never do that.
It's exactly what you did.
Totally not. I definitely didn't curate the reviews in a specific order.
Oh my god.
Well, CJ, congratulations on setting a new high score in Guess the Okie Dokie film based on the Letterboxd reviews. 8 out of 13. Will you beat that next time? We will find out.
Yeah.
In, I'm sure, 10 episodes or so.
Well, there we go. Is there anything else pre getting into the movie that you wanted to talk about? I know we did a lot of talk before in the pre-show.
No, I don't think I have too much else to bring up. It's only been 2 days since we last chatted, so.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well,
CJ's brain trying to remember the movie we watched.
No, sorry. My mom just told me that the washer broke, the brand new washer, and I'm like, what why is the washing machine broke?
Why is the washing machine broke?
All right, so we watched the Princess Diaries, which is, as we established in the beginning, thoroughly not a DCOM.
Right. Though, especially after having seen it, definitely a Disney film.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I mean, the Disney production card at the start is a dead giveaway.
Very true. Very true. Tommy, what were your thoughts on the Princess Diaries?
Oh, it's interesting it's always interesting visiting a film such as this for the first time as an adult, because this is one of those movies that you can very clearly tell is like a canonical film to many people, just because of finding them at the right time in their life and being the right movie for them at that stage in life. And I think that this works really well as that. Like, in watching it, I can totally see why so many people have such a strong connection to this film. That said, I think overall it's generally okay. I think that it doesn't do anything that necessarily blew me away or surprised me. I think it's about what you would expect from this type of movie. It's a fun time. The performances are fun. Namely, Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews are like really, really entertaining in this. The actress who plays her mother as well, Caroline Goodall. I really appreciated her performance as well. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of it was like, oh man, this would have really hit had I seen this when I was 8. And I think that some of the messages in it, I know that the message most central to it is supposed to be about like being true to yourself and whatnot. I'm not quite sure the movie lands on that front. I think that it does have some messaging in it that's not the best. But yeah, it was a good time to watch, but I'm not sure I think too much of it beyond those notes. But how about you, CJ?
Yeah, no, it's fun. I think I think it never really overstays its welcome. I think it's a little longer than I thought it was going to be, but
yeah, it's nearly 2 hours.
Yeah. Did you know it's actually based on like a 10-part series of books?
So I knew it was based on I thought it was based on a book. I didn't realize it was like a whole series.
There is a book, which the film is based on, and which there are a lot of differences, which we'll talk about in the after we cover the plot. I'll talk about some of the differences, but and you'll pretty much understand why they had to adapt it. But no, I think it's fun. I think that Julie Andrews and Anne Hathaway are a fun combo. And, you know, especially, I mean, we know where Anne Hathaway ends up now, but I think this movie also has a G rating.
Yeah, it does.
That's amazing.
Yeah, not often that we cover a G-rated movie on the show, but I feel like just in general, G-rated films are, you know, unless you're actively browsing a children's streaming platform, G-rated movies, they don't come out too often these
I feel
days.
like this movie did enough that I'd be like, this movie's at least PG, but I guess it isn't.
No.
That's funny. Anyway, Tommy, you want to? I'll dive into the recap.
Sure, sounds like a frickin' plan.
All right, I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. All right. So, here are the main players for your for you at home. There's Anne Hathaway plays Mia Thermopolis. Right? She's like the main character. Spoiler alert, she is about to find out that she's the princess of Genovia, a land we definitely didn't make up. Her grandma is Julie Andrews, Clarice Rinaldi. She is the queen regent of Genovia, which means that her husband was the king. And she is just like kind of holding it down.
Yeah.
Hector Elizondo is Joe, who's the head of the Queen's security detail and ends up being Mia's driver. Heather Matarazzo is Lily Moskovitz, who's Mia's best friend. She's also a little weird. Caroline Goodall plays Helen, who's Mia's painter mother. Mandy Moore is Lana, the popular Angie cheerleader. And Robert Schwartzman plays Michael Moskovitz, who is Lily's older brother, who's also the secret love interest. There's also Josh, who is played by Eric Von Detten, who is the guy that Mia actually has the hots for.
I gotta say, the casting of Robert Schwartzman is a Nepo baby hire if I've ever seen one.
What's the Nepo baby?
He's Talia Shire's son. He's in the Coppola family.
Oh, there you go. Well then, yeah, I would say so. Directed by Gary Marshall, by the way, which we talked about in the beginning. So, this is a Disney film. It's rated G. Let's get into what happened. So, Mia Thermopolis lives in basically a renovated firehouse in San Francisco, and she's in the 10th grade, and she rides a scooter to school. She has a cat named Fat Louie, and she's kind of like not popular. Like, we get that sense immediately. Her hair is very frizzy. She's got glasses. She's got braces. Her uniform is like a size and a half too big. Like, the film does a lot to be like, she's frumpy and nobody likes her. She also does a lot of extracurricular. She's like in the choir. I think she's like in the band. She like plays the drum at one point. She's in the debate team.
At first, there's such a presence of this band class and the choir. It really feels initially like she goes to a specifically musical school.
Mm-hmm. They're also prepping for like a pep rally. The whole school is. It never happens. Instead, they go to a party at a beach. which I gotta be honest, never happened in my high school. But she's also friends with Lily. She has like daydreaming fantasies about Josh.
Josh
she actually
is the douchebag, right?
Josh is the douchebag. Yep. He dates the head cheerleader, Mandy Moore. She almost throws up during debate class. And then after school, she goes to this dingy garage where Lily's older brother, Michael, who really likes Mia, practices with his band and actually works on her car, which is a beat-ass old Mustang. Okay. So that's like the majority of the players right there. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Clarice Rinaldi, played by Julie Andrews, shows up in San Francisco and is like, "Hi, I want to meet you. And you are actually the only heir to a small European kingdom called Genovia, which is like between Spain and Germany, I think is what they said."
It's between okay, so geographically it's supposed to be where Monaco is. Like between France and Italy.
So they got rid of Monaco.
They got rid of so it's interesting. I was looking this up a little bit during the movie because it's geographically Genovia is where Monaco is, though culturally it takes a lot from the Republic of Genoa, which is just a little bit more east on the Italian coast. It's like more properly in Italy. But then additionally, they talk a lot in this movie about relations with France and Spain, which lends credence to it also being based on Andorra, which is a small sovereign state independent on the border. And Andorra's flag is super similar to Genovia's. So Genovia is like a amalgam of Monaco, Genoa, and Andorra.
All right. Well, good thing none of the kids that were watching this movie when it came out had passed geography. Yeah. So Clarice is like, "Listen, in 6 weeks, we have to announce that you're our princess, so I'm going to turn you into a princess." And she's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not that into that." And she's like, "Well, then my country will die." And so the mom kind of teams up with the grandma, and they're like, "Okay, listen. You go to the princess lessons until the ball, then Mia can decide what she wants to do." Cool. So Mia ends up getting like a huge makeover. There's the scene where she like crosses her legs and falls out of the chair. A lot of physical comedy for Anne Hathaway.
Big time.
She is like in the back seat trying to put on like stockings and is getting rolled around in this limousine. They meet Joe. Joe is like not happy about being demoted to whatever, but you can also see like he's got a thing for the Queen Regent. "You've been wearing black too long, my darling."
They dance together.
Yeah.
And one real quick, if you don't mind me mentioning,
I do, but go ahead.
Joe, you mentioned that Joe's kind of like begrudging. It's worth noting that Mia's also very against being a princess initially. She's more upset about not being told this and is like teenage angsting out about it because of that.
Yeah, no, she's very stressed that she found out that she's a princess. She feels like her mom lied to her. Grandma was never in her life. She never knew her father. She's like, her dad sent her a card and a gift, and that was it. So, and then she shows up, and her schoolmates try to like start to treat her a little differently. But then like some of the popular ones start to like resent her a little bit. Lily is like starting to get mad about it. So Mia's like, "All right, I'm going to tell you that I'm a princess." And then Lily is like super excited. And then everybody learns that Mia's a princess. And then she starts getting like harassed by paparazzi, and all the students are like, "She's a princess. Of course she's my best friend." It's a whole thing. That day that like the whole news breaks that she's a princess, there's a state dinner that she has to go to where she lights a dude's arm on fire. She breaks a wine glass. She drops a grape on the floor, but she does make this like Chinese ambassador laugh. So it like saves the whole dinner, kind of.
You mentioned the dude's arm lighting on fire. Apparently his arm was supposed to go out once because she like dips it into what, like a ice bucket?
Yeah, like the ice bucket, yeah.
Apparently it was supposed to go out then, and it didn't. So then Anne Hathaway, like panicking, threw a glass of water on it, unscripted, and that's what they used in the film.
Yeah, there's a couple unscripted things. There's a part later where she actually falls on bleachers and legit falls on her ass, which they keep in the film.
It's like the iconic trailer shot.
Yeah. So then, like, Clarice is like, I have not been a very good grandmother. And so she cancels her whole afternoon with diplomats and stuff and important meetings and goes around San Francisco. They go to, like, the boardwalk and do all this stuff. And then riding back in the beat-ass old Mustang, the whole thing starts to fall apart because it was put together by a 16-year-old, and she literally pulls the emergency brake out, and they hit, like, a streetcar. And even though Julie Andrews has diplomatic immunity, Mia doesn't, and so Clarice has to knight, basically, the guy driving the streetcar and the traffic offer to prevent her from getting
nat 20s in a row here to pass these speeches.
She maxed out charisma. She invented an award on the fly. Okay, so then she explains, like, why did my father leave? Because he realized the love that he could give to one or two people was outweighed by the love he could give to his whole country. And it's like, okay, yeah, but if you're the one or two people, that kind of sucks. So then Mia's starting to get more popular, and Josh starts to notice her. And he's like, hey, you want to go to the beach party with me? But everybody at the beach parties only interested in getting their 15 minutes of fame. So, like, a helicopter shows up at the beach party. He tries to, like, lock her into, like, a beach shack. He asks for her to rub his feet, which was weird. He tries to, like, make out with her when her feet are caught in, like, a fishing net. Then afterwards, he, like, has tried to stage it so that he'll open the back door and he'll kiss her, like, at the back door after the helicopter leaves. Then she's trying to leave. The popular bitchy cheerleaders are like, oh, hey, we found you. Here. And this is another reason I can't believe this is a G-rated film. They're like, go in here. Here are your clothes. Oh, thank you so much. She takes her clothes. She goes in this little changing hut. Then they flip the changing hut over, and she's naked except for a towel in the changing hut. And the paparazzi are trying to get naked photos of her. Clarice is, like, super pissed off. It's like, I can't believe you're behaving like this. You're not princess material. And then Mia's like, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm not princess material. I will renounce my title, which means that this lady with a beak for a face is going to get the title. And then this weird, like, Pavarotti balding guy is going to become the king. Who we see them in the shadows occasionally. It's weird. And then Joe's like, you didn't react too harshly for a queen, but you did react too harshly for a grandma. And she's like, oh, now I feel bad. So then, now it's finally the day. She has fucked up. She stood up Josh, because she was supposed to go on a date with him. And she stood up Lily, because Lily, instead of going Lily's...
Not Josh. Josh was the douchebag.
Michael. She stood up Michael. And she also stood up Lily. She was supposed to go to Lily's cable show. She promised to go to both and did neither. Then she's like, hey, will you go to the ball with me? And Lily immediately accepts her apology and says, what am I going to wear? And Michael's like, nah, I'm good. See ya. He changes his mind when she sends him a pizza with M&Ms on it, which, by the way, terrible idea.
It looks so disgusting.
Yeah, also, wouldn't they melt? Anyway.
Yeah. Also, real quick, who delivers the pizza? It's the actual delivery guy. So that means that, like, this pizza place actually put the M&Ms on it for her.
Yeah.
What pizza place had, like, it's just disgusting.
Yeah, it
also,
was.
This pizza place has the worst motto ever. We get a call, we deliver.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea for a motto. That's what all pizza places do. So then he's like, I gotta go to this ball. Clarice shows up and she's like, I'm sorry I was so mean to you, but you do have to come to the ball, make a speech, which you're terrified to do, and renounce your title. And so she's like, I expect to see you there. So instead, Mia's like, I'm gonna run away to Colorado. And then she sees the letter that her father wrote her, which Fat Louie was hiding. And she's like, I gotta go to the ball. But her piece of shit Mustang, one, she's a terrible driver. Two, the piece of shit Mustang's a piece of shit. And then Joe shows up and rescues her, even though she's soaking wet. She shows up at the ball, is like, hi.
They just leave her Mustang broke down in the rain, top down.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That thing is ruined.
She shows up at the ball, and she's like, she gives a speech where she's like, yeah, I'm going to be the princess. Everybody becomes friends again. And then she ends up boarding a private plane to Genovia with Fat Louie. And the last gift that her father left her for her 16th birthday was a diary. And she decides that she's going to relocate to Genovia with her mother, and Lily and Michael are going to come visit that summer in their castle. So there you go. That is the Princess Diaries. That is the whole plot.
So, question. Are the books written from the perspective of it being a diary the whole time?
So she has the diary from the beginning.
Okay.
It's not a gift she gets at the end of the book.
Okay.
Here are some other differences from the movie. One, her father's alive in the book.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, so her father is not dead. Her father, Philippe, actually has recovered from testicular cancer, but because he can no longer have any more children, he is no longer allowed to be the serving ruler.
Okay.
And now Mia is the sole heir to the throne.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how much is the grandma involved then?
I think Grandmère, as they call her in the book, she's involved in later books. I don't think she's involved in the first one. No, she's in this one, sorry. She's just not... They, like, merge the two characters.
Okay.
They call her the Dowager Princess Clarice Ronaldo.
Interesting. So, what... Do we know the reasoning for, in the adaptation, just completely removing the father? Was it...
Well, I think
just
that...
to, like, simplify the story?
I think that him being dead is easier to... Well, if your goal is to make a G-rated film, he can't have ball cancer. Like,
you know what? You got a point. I was taking a sip of water as you said that, and I had to physically react to stop myself from spraying water out my nose.
There you go. So, I mean, there are some other changes. There's a Saudi Arabian oil sheik who she becomes friends with. The daughter of a Saudi Arabian oil sheik who gets shunned at school because she has to walk around with a bodyguard.
In the book, this happens?
Yeah, in the book. I
was going to say, I don't remember any of this.
Instead of the beach, Josh breaks up with Lana and asks Mia to go to the cultural diversity dance.
This Josh would never.
Yeah, I know, right?
The Josh in the movie would never do anything like that. He would probably try and cancel it because of DEI.
So part of the plot also revolves around her mom dating her algebra teacher, Mr. Gianni, who's failing her.
That was briefly mentioned in this, right?
Yeah, but like the final point of the book is like, hey, you worked harder too, and now you're getting a D in algebra. Also, it doesn't end in a ball. It ends at a school dance. The cultural diversity dance.
Is this just the first book?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 10 books and several novellas.
Were all of the books out when the film had come out?
No, I think only the first book was out.
Okay. Interesting. I guess it makes sense that this is an adaptation. I guess going into this, I had never really known that it was one, though. And it also really clarifies why it's called The Princess Diaries, because gonna be real, for a lot of the movie, I'm like, why is this The Princess Diaries? What is this? Where's the diaries aspect come in?
Yeah, right. The second film, I don't think, is based on any of the books, because the second one is just a sequel to the film. Basically, he in the second one, they find out that there is a male heir to the throne.
Sorry, in the second movie or book?
In the second movie.
Okay.
Played by Chris Pine.
So, whoa, really?
Yeah.
Was that his first theatrical role?
I don't think so, but...
So, okay, hold on a second. How is he
related? It really was.
Really? Whoa.
It was his first, yeah.
So, how is he related? Are they siblings?
I know. There was some kind of count, a nephew. He was the nephew of Viscount Mabry.
Oh. Viscount?
Yeah, but in order for her to become the queen, she had to marry in 30 days, and then she ends up marrying Nicholas. She ends up marrying Chris Pine.
What happened to fucking Mike Moskowitz?
Well, she lives in Genovia now.
Yeah, you're trying to tell me that she flies out to Genovia and Mike is like, "Hey, girlfriend, I can't wait for us to see each other next." She's like, "Ooh, sorry, I'm in Genovia. I'm busy being royalty." And he's like, he doesn't say, "Can't you just fly me out? You're literally a princess." Like, I feel like for a princess, a long distance relationship is much more manageable.
Lily is in the movie. She's not. He's not.
Okay, well, now I'm curious. I don't think I would actually watch it to get answers to these questions, but I'm curious. Does Lily mention Mike? Is Mike just mentioned one time? Like, yeah, he got really into weed at freshman year, and now we don't talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, listen, you know who plays the Viscount?
So this would be Chris Pine's dad?
His nephew. His uncle.
Wait.
Chris Pine is the nephew. The Viscount is his uncle.
Is his okay. Shoot. Wait, hold on a second. So the Viscount is the relation to the throne, right?
I don't have a family tree in front of me, man. You just gotta hang on.
No. I'm just hold on. What I was gonna say is, like, if the Viscount is that, and Chris Pine is the nephew, he doesn't. What blood is? Anyway. Okay, who's the Viscount? Okay, so I'm a nephew. So I'm trying to think someone who probably be the actor. Actor's probably like 40s, probably 40s ish when this came out in the early 2000s. How about it's freaking what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? Oh my god, he's in Holdovers. He plays Albert Einstein in Oppenheimer. Why am I blanking? Oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? Paul Giamatti. It's not Paul Giamatti. Are you serious?
It was John Rhys Davies.
Oh, really?
John Rhys Davies, yes.
Gimli?
It was fucking Gimli, yeah.
Whoa. Well, I feel like in the grand scheme of things,
and it was produced. It was produced by Whitney Houston, and screenplay was Shonda Rhimes, who, very well known for Scandal and Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, which episodes?
She was the executive producer for Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and head writer.
That's big.
Yeah.
It's more than I can say I've done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, so you didn't know Whitney Houston. You said if it was that Whitney Houston in the thing, yes, it was. that Whitney Houston.
Because she produced this one as well.
Yeah. All right. Tell me what else you got about this film.
I think the thing I wanted to talk about most is
and
how great
axe.
Anne Hathaway is in this. Because, like, she was an absolute unknown, and I feel like brings a level of confidence and charisma to this that doesn't really reflect that this is her first feature film. Especially when, like, she's in a scene with the dude who plays Mike, the Coppola kid, Robert Schwartzman. Like, I gotta be real, his performance was horrid. Just awfully wooden, and it really felt like he was just really poorly following all staging and direction and blocking that he was given. Not a great performance, which I think is more a testament to how entertaining Anne Hathaway is in pretty much every scene in this, even when paired up with him. And like you had mentioned, her physical comedy is like really great. Her just very funny while still able to actually make me feel heartbroken for Mia. And there were a bunch of people who were considered for this role. I pulled a list from Wikipedia of them. I'm going to run through a bunch of names. Reese Witherspoon, Kirsten Dunst, Natalie Portman, Alicia Silverstone, Jessica Biel, Claire Danes, Kate Hudson, Cameron Diaz, Drew Barrymore, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Brittany Murphy, Katie Holmes, Christina Applegate, Kate Beckinsale, and Eva Mendes, and Liv Tyler were all considered for this, with Liv Tyler being a front runner at some point. So it's like nothing short of a miracle that this role ended up going to Anne Hathaway. Apparently she fell off her chair in the audition on accident, and they were like, this is our girl. But you know, what universe are we living in if she never gets this role? Does she end up still getting something of note and end up being in Christopher Nolan's Odyssey in 2026?
Well, that's a good question, and one I don't have an answer to.
Oh, we'll just have to figure it out sometime when we fix the timeline by giving this role to Christina Applegate and then finding a different role to give Anne Hathaway that will still propel her to stardom. But yeah, no, she was really great. Really works as not just like the comedy, but also the heart of the film. I think that Julie Andrews, she's good. She's film royalty, not just royalty in the film. And even though she has such a name attached to her, and she has such a name to attach to this project, like she doesn't phone it in. I do think that the character isn't my favorite. The character's very buttoned up and not like for regality reasons isn't one to indulge in fun things or show much personality. So I think that makes it tough to connect with her. But I think that Julie Andrews does do the role well and have it land and be believable at the end, even if like that grandma did very little work to actually make anything up to Mia.
That's very true. I love Julie Andrews, so it takes very little for me to be convinced, right? But no, she doesn't do a lot. Anne Hathaway is fantastic, like you said. Another standout for me, Joe.
Joe was good.
Joe was good. Yeah. Like, it's a kid's movie and it's a Disney movie, so it's like there's not going to be a ton, right? Everyone else is going to have to eat around the edges. The only one that's going to get the real moments here is the one playing the princess.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they did the most with what they had. Do you have a favorite scene, Tommy?
Oh, man. I think on that note that I was talking about with having a hard time connecting with the grandma, I really did love the scene of her and Mia going, like, kind of playing hooky for the day. and going and playing the carnival games and looking through the telescope and whatnot. Just, it's an important moment for the plot because it brings the two closer together. It has Mia learning things about her father, but it was just nice to see Julie Andrews as a queen trying to arm wrestle a luchador machine.
That's very true.
And it's a nice bonding scene, so it's just nice character moments. I also did really like the scene of the baseball or when they're playing softball in gym, and she hits an inside the park home run by hitting a softball to Josh's balls, hitting his cock and ball with the balls or with the ball. And it's like, this scene, it's not a very good scene. In fact, I don't really like the editing in it. It's a fun scene, though, for, like, pumping your fist in the air about, like, hell yeah, get fucked, Josh. But it's... I was watching it back before we started recording today. It's comical how horrible he is in this scene. How horrible Josh is. From the moment Mia comes up, he's calling everyone to move in, get closer, because Mia's up. And he's like, hey, Mia, would you rather hit a beach ball? Order me a pepperoni pizza, huh? And like, he's just nonstop chirping, and it's edited so relentlessly to where like his lines are back to back to where he's saying lines at times and you can't even see his mouth moving on screen. So it's just a relentlessly paced comedic action scene, which Anne Hathaway, again, great in it. Her like running and flailing her arms around the bases was very fun. It's, I don't know, it's just a fun whimsical scene that, like I was saying near the beginning of the film when we were watching it, with her living in the renovated fire department, with like her bedroom is the upstairs with the fire pole to get down. Like, that's a childhood dream. Like, every child sees that and is immediately like, that's incredible. It's just wish fulfillment. So this is a moment that I think is kind of like that, hitting the bully in the crotch and then getting a home run, or inside the park home run, just plays into the whimsy of it all, especially with Sandra Oh, the vice principal, who, as soon as she learns that Mia is royalty, turns into like her ultimate fangirl. Oh,
I love that. I love all the scenes with Sandra Oh. She does the most.
Yeah, she's so intense. And then as soon as Julie Andrews, like, she is like totally subservient to Julie Andrews the entire. She would be obsessed with the royal family in real life.
No, it was really. That was my favorite, was when she's like in the office being really like funny, like just like sucking, like kissing ass, or at the end when she's like when Mia like crushes that ice cream cone, because this high school is apparently like the richest high school in America.
Oh my god.
And they have a soft serve machine. She crushes the ice cream on the popular girl's chest. She's like, did you see what happened? And she's like, oh no, I didn't.
So good. But yeah, she's so like in this softball scene, like as a cheerleader, she's in her like her suit and everything, but she has sneakers and like bunched up tube socks.
Yeah.
And she's leading the cheerleaders, which, what gym class has cheerleaders in it? Usually, aren't they supposed to be active in gym as well? Shouldn't they be on the softball teams?
Yeah, and what goddamn gym class requires you to get on base to pass gym?
Yeah.
I was saying this in the thing, but my gym class had 50 guys in it. So when we played baseball or softball or anything like that, there were 40 guys in the outfield. Like, you just couldn't do anything.
Gosh. It's This scene, us talking about that and watching this scene brought me back to high school gym class in a way I did not necessarily enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, though? What were some of your favorite scenes?
No, it's the Sandra Oh stuff. I like all the clumsy physical comedy from Anne Hathaway. The scene in the back of the limo, the falling out of the chair, the falling off the bleachers, where she lights the guy's arm on fire. That was all fun. I do like the scene where they're at the boardwalk, but my favorite part is the part where they hit the trolley car, and then they have to vamp.
Yeah.
So, those are I think we touched on it, but those are my favorites, too.
And then it's so great. She like knights those guys with the
emergency
crest
brake.
of the rose.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, she makes it up on the spot. And then later at the banquet at the end that she makes her big announcement at, they're there as honored guests.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
So good. Tommy, was there anything else you wanted to touch on for Princess Diaries?
I did want to bring up just in general. I talked a bit about it, or alluded to it, talking about Josh's lines not even syncing up with his face. Gotta say the ADR work in this film, and yeah, I don't want to say it was the movie itself is poorly edited, because oftentimes when you notice editing and things are kind of jarring on that front, oftentimes it's an editor working in overdrive to make it work as opposed to whatever mess it is beforehand. And I'm not trying to call this movie a mess. It's not. But I think that there's a certain lack of attention to detail with a lot of the ADR work. It's just not the best work in terms of people's lines syncing up to their face, or like just audio quality being blatant mismatches. And of course, this is a movie from 2001. You were supposed to have watched it in a theater and then like on a VHS tape, and the quality's not as good. And I'm listening to it with studio headphones that I hear much better details than the typical person would hear in 2001. So a lot of things leap out to me like on that front. And, you know, I do have, and I'm sure you do as well, CJ, with all the editing you've done, but like a trained ear for hearing discrepancies in audio like that. But it was a bit distracting, like the ADR work. And this one's a bit more of just like lack of attention to detail in a kid's film and when working with younger actors. But like, we had mentioned how much there is of people playing music in this. Yeah. And I don't know if they could perform a less convincing lip sync in any of those scenes if they tried. Like, them trying to mime along to the music and sing with, it never looks good. Not once did they nail it. Pretty much every shot, there's something going on. We're like, what are we doing here? Like, the shot at the beach party when they're clearly just playing a studio recording, and it's like one thing for them to be lip syncing to that and like putting on a performance, but like the other two girls aren't even trying. They're just doing background dance stuff in front of microphones while there are background singers in the song. It's like, were they not listening to the song on set when they did this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
But it's not like that's anything that actually makes me think less of the movie. Just something I wanted to call out.
But poor ADR work.
Yeah. And I did like, kind of changing direction, I did really like how they portrayed Mia's reluctance to being a princess initially. I liked that she wasn't immediately like, oh, I get to be a princess, I'm in, like, this is my dream come true, you know. She does kind of fall into that. She does kind of change who she is before correcting that. But I just feel like there's a proper portrayal of the teenage angst and hating being told what to do. And like, I think that she's right for being upset about her father and stuff. But I do think Anne Hathaway's performance plays it both that like understandably upset and additionally the childhood anger from it too. But
yeah.
I guess my one big complaint about this movie that I mentioned a little bit earlier is, like, I feel like the general theme of this is, despite like her changing and being a princess, she still is true to herself in doing it, right? She gets to be herself at the end, and she grows a lot. But I feel like this movie does it has that classic trope, and I just hate this trope of the she has the frizzy hair and the glasses, and she has bushy eyebrows, and we put her through a makeover, and she's so much more like they talk about how much more beautiful she is afterwards. And I think I said during the movie, like, man, imagine going and seeing this film as like a 6-year-old girl and having like that beautiful curly hair and or glasses, and seeing this, and then you just feeling like shit about yourself afterwards because everyone in the movie acts like that's such a horrible way to look, especially post-transformation. And I was kind of anticipating the film to maybe have her embrace her original looks to some degree by the end and be like, there wasn't anything wrong with me initially. But she does kind of keep the look, and they don't really do anything on that front. So that just kind of left a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth with that part, with the makeover and everything. And I know that this isn't the only movie to have done that. This is a tried and true trope. I mean, it goes back so far. And I'm not sure if this is even the worst perpetrator of this trope. I do think that in a movie about being true to yourself, it's kind of a shitty thing to have in there as well.
I will play the part of devil's advocate only in the sense that I will reiterate what my friend said to me on the Miscongeniality episode, which is, it may be that, what you said, and I think that's a totally valid response, by the way, a valid point of view. But it could also mean that you are seeing for yourself maybe a situation on screen where it's like anybody is like, anybody can be this, right? Like, this is a transformation that can happen to anyone. And not to, again, I like your viewpoint. I agree with it for fact, but just presenting the other side. I don't know that everybody walks into that movie and has that opinion, I guess.
Walks into which one? Miscongeniality or Princess Diaries?
Yes.
Fuck.
I know.
Fuck.
Aren't you fucking fucked now, aren't you?
I guess I am.
Yeah.
Well, CJ, have you got anything else you wanted to bring up?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
All right. I don't remember what this was part 2 of our duology on.
Oh, I could let you know.
Oh, that'd be great.
It was revisiting CJ's childhood. With
Oh,
Toy
revisiting
Story 4.
CJ's childhood, yeah, with Toy Story 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tommy, how I want to hear exclusively from you on this one. How do you feel this did?
I think that considering you this movie came out when? 2001?
Yes, when I was 8.
Okay, perfect. So this movie, it came out when you were 8. You saw it when you were around that age.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 came out in 2019. So there's no way you could have even seen it as a child. So I think, by definition of it being a movie that we are rewatching from your specific childhood, this is more revisiting CJ's childhood, or it did it better than Toy Story 4.
You heard the man.
Did you have any thoughts on it?
No, I'm not weighing in on this at all.
I guess turning back to discussion about the film itself, and on that note, how did you like revisiting this movie, comparing it to when you watched it as a child?
I liked it then, I like it now. I thought
was there anything that stuck out that felt really different or the same?
When you're younger, you don't have an appreciation for, like, oh, this is Julie Andrews, this is Mary Poppins, and this is Anne Hathaway, right? Like, you don't just have that ready to go. And so what I found interesting was, like, I like them now for different reasons, and I laugh at different parts, and I think that's one of the things about movies that's important when you get older. Is just like, can you come to a different appreciation later, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
So, yeah. No, I like it.
Nice.
Do you have any insight for why it's called The Princess Diaries?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know why they called it that either. That seemed like a bad idea.
Yeah. Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah,
also, hold on a second. The poster. She's wearing round sunglasses and headphones while wearing all of her princess getup and a tiara. I don't recall her ever wearing that outfit in the movie.
I agree.
And for that, I feel ripped off and offended, and I want my time back.
That's what you want your time back for?
Yeah. All right. How about the tough deliberation question? What genre are we putting this in?
It's a good question.
For those of you who maybe this might be your first episode, CJ and I are keeping track of the genres of all of the films that we watch through the year of 2026, because at the start of the year, we and our community filled out some ballots for predictions for what we would cover this year. And the genre that will be covered most is part of that. So we're keeping track along the way.
Yes. Okay. So, comedy.
Definitely. That's number one.
Yeah.
Definitely. Tominio, please come here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. I'm writing with my gold ink. Oh, it's kind of wet today, Tominio. Right. Okay. Comedy number one. Okay. Do family, coming of age?
I think it's a coming of age comedy.
Okay, are we gonna put coming of age down as a genre?
I think it has to go into other. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put down
like
coming
when we count it up, right?
Yeah, so technically on the ballot for other, it was like other, and then you fill in a thing.
Yeah.
You would fill in a specific genre, but we can figure out how exactly we want to consider it for the end of the year.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is going to be I think this is definitely a coming of age film.
Okay.
I don't have another.
Now, okay. Before we move on, I do want to ask, could we not say the same about Superbad? Because that we left as just comedy, though I do feel as though that's a coming of age. And then same goes with Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I feel like that could be more than I feel like that could be coming of age as well.
Okay. We left Superbad as just a comedy, right?
And same with Ferris Bueller. They are both just comedy.
I would be willing to go back and add coming of age to Superbad. I don't know that I would do that for Ferris Bueller.
Okay. So before I agree with you. I'm on board with this, but before we do that, I just have to run through all of the other films that we've done genres for, just to make sure there's no other ones that we can add coming of age to.
Yep.
Moonstruck, Shrek, Megalopolis, Oh Brother, Superbad we're doing, The Social Network, Ferris Bueller, Zombieland, La La Land, Miss Congeniality, Toy Story 4.
I would not put coming of age on either of those other movies. Just Superbad.
What about Ferris Bueller?
I really wouldn't.
No, really?
Yeah.
I guess now, interesting. See,
what is the growth? There's no growth for Ferris. The growth is for Cameron?
Yeah.
But we don't even see it. No, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I feel
if you're
strongly.
Drawing your foot in this, I'll respect it. It'll be the first time. Everyone, take note of the date. The first time Tommy has respected CJ's opinion on the podcast.
Just period. Respected CJ's opinion.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. CJ.
Yeah.
Could you have done The Princess Diaries?
Am I Mia Thermopolis?
Of course you're Mia Thermopolis.
I fucking think so.
No, you're the algebra teacher.
Could definitely fail me. No, I definitely got a Princess Diary on deck.
Okay, you think that you'd be able to do all of the what's it called? I guess you would have to do all the training and navigate the situation without any PR incidents. Well, I guess actually you could fail pretty hard along the way now that I think about it.
Yeah, I'm saying.
And still finish. Okay, yeah, this is an easy finish.
Yeah, like I'm saying.
Mia got photographed nearly nude and still completed the Princess Diaries.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like what I actually have to accomplish, and I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah. Ultimately, it all hinges on one speech at the end, and you're great at speeches.
I'm a public speaker, yeah.
Exactly. Easy dub for CJ.
Yeah. Easy dub, easy money. All right, Tommy.
Yeah.
Is this film okie dokie?
It's so tough to say. This one, because there are things that I really enjoy about it, and meeting it on its level, I think that it's, I think that it's good at what it does. I think it serves its purpose. Though again, there are things that I really disagree with in terms of messaging. I do feel as though ultimately I'm kind of on the fence, similar to like say Miss Congeniality, which. If I'm on the fence, I think I've got to be stronger in my conviction, and like when I say yes, so I think I got to leave it at a no, even though I did like it and I did have a good time watching it.
I'm gonna say yes, it's okie dokie. I'm gonna say that I walked away from this movie feeling differently than I did the first few times that I watched it, and that I enjoy it for different reasons than I used to. So. I just, I think it's a watch worth your time.
Nice. Now, CJ, with that, yes, you have just tied your longest streak of yeses in this show's history.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the previous run?
The previous run was from episodes 24 to 32, where you said yes on the films Young Frankenstein, The Lost World Jurassic Park, The Quiet Man, The Rundown, Sinners, Banshees of Inisherin, Glass Onion, True Grit, Megamind. And
Megalopolis broke the streak?
No, Scrooged actually broke the streak.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Now, it's not the longest yes streak in show history. That belongs to me. I said yes 10 times in a row. Same streak as you, where we were not yes 9 times unanimously with a guest thrown in there. Jade was on for the Sinners episode in there.
Nice.
But before that was Meet the Feebles, which I had said yes to, and you said no.
You're such an asshole.
Me? What did I do?
I just fucking hate Meet the Feebles so much.
Yeah, I know. I love that we have inadvertent, not through any effort of my own trying to pick a horrible movie for you, but we have inadvertently captured one of your least favorite films of all time on the podcast.
Yes. Yeah. In stereo. All right. So, great time. Let's navigate on over to the rec room.
Perfect.
My washing machine is leaking, so apologies.
Yeah.
But I have 2 recommendations this week.
Why? You gotta bail the water. You can't let it leak until it's up to mid-shin. This is so unsanitary.
Well, listen, man. You know, after the podcast is over, I'm going to fix it.
Okay. I guess I'll hang around to help bail the water.
All right, first, I'm going to recommend a book. I've been reading Stonewall by Martin Duberman. This is the story of the Stonewall riots in 1969. It is also a book about LGBTQ culture and rights in America, basically from the late 40s and 50s through the early 60s, and then finally leading up to the riots in 1969. And it actually has a really interesting take, I feel. It takes 6 people and follows them in their early lives and leads them all the way up to their involvement at Stonewall. And so, again, I find it interesting. I found that to be a really interesting narrative device. I have this really... One of the reasons I have a hard time with reading is because there will be something that is just briefly mentioned in a book that I will find to be such an interesting thread that I want to read the book on that. So, for example, one of the things in this book is that all of the gay and lesbian and the black gay and black lesbian, which were different clubs, all 4 different clubs, all of those clubs and bars and hangouts in New York, in the Village, at that time, were mafia controlled.
Oh, I did not know that.
I did not know that. I want to read that book. There's only a little bite of the apple in this book. And it's like, almost intrinsically, you're like, why would the mafia run gay bars? I cannot imagine Italian mobsters in the 60s being okay with that. Spoiler, they weren't. They were just as bigoted as you can possibly imagine. They were not okay with it. They were abusive. They were physically, emotionally, mentally abusive to everybody who worked there. You basically, your reprieve only came from your colleagues. And you were relegated to only simple jobs. You weren't allowed to be waiters. You weren't allowed to be this. You could work in the back, or you could be the salad cart boy. And so it's really interesting, and it talks a lot about different segments of America. I'm about halfway through. I really recommend it. It has just a really unique narrative device of following 6 individuals through their whole lives, and then how do they connect. And I'm just at the part where the characters start to meet each other. And this is a real book. Lots of interviews, lots of firsthand. I primarily read nonfiction. I really do like nonfiction and history, and prefer that to fiction. But this also has a updated introduction from the author because this came out originally in the 90s, and this has an updated introduction from 2019. So good book. Highly recommend. The other thing that I would recommend to everybody is I've been playing it a lot lately. It came out actually right after we did the podcast. It came out. I've been playing the new Star Fox game for the Switch. I've been enjoying it. I will say this. It's beautiful. It's a lot of fun. The only thing it can't capture is the kitschiness, the campiness of the original, because it was so over the top and so iconic and so memorable in so many ways that nothing can reach those heights. And so that's the only knock against it. And so I'll say this. Go into it because you like the gameplay from the original Star Fox 64. It is a remake of Star Fox 64. And just go in expecting to have fun, because it is a lot of fun. There are a lot of quality of life features. It's also not as much of a bastard sandwich as the original was, in my opinion. But yeah, I'll say it's a good time. And like I said, lots of quality of life. Still challenging. More difficulty modes. Challenge mode. I did redline basically the first 2 times. They don't make those distinctions anymore. But just fun. Just fun. You know what you're getting into with Nintendo. Most of the time, the game's actually going to be complete and going to work. And that's a big reason for why I'm still a Nintendo fan. So, highly recommend it. That is my 2 recommendations: Stonewall by Martin Duberman and the new Star Fox game for the Nintendo Switch 2.
So you mentioned, the visuals are great for this Star Fox game. How do you feel about the avatars for each character? Just I guess the stylistic renderings that they've used for them this time, or the style that they used.
Somebody made a big thread a couple months ago and said that these were based on the original drawings for the characters, but obviously that the original game could not produce renderings of that quality, right? So, but the original drawings show like the SNES. That's what the artwork was originally based off of. And you can kind of see it if you look at it through that lens. I don't like it. I think that some of them look a little weird, but honestly, they're trying to rebuild the franchise and they wanted to start with a new visual look, and if it means that I get more games that look like this and play like this, then whatever, I'll take it.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard really positive things about it. I've never played any of the on-rail shooter Star Foxes. The only ones I've played are Star Fox Adventure and Assault. And I know that those are a bit more misaligned or malaligned, however, in the Star Fox fandom. I had a fun time with them. Would you say this would be a good jumping on point for really anyone for Star Fox?
Yeah, I think if you're looking for a place to get on board, this is a good time.
Okay, cool. All you need is a Switch 2?
Yeah, and the game, yeah.
Nice. Well, I also have 2 things to recommend. The first is a TV show called Widow's Bay. This is a show created by Katie Dippold? Let me see. Let me double check that. Yeah, Katie Dippold. She was a writer for Parks and Rec. And this show actually has been an idea she's been kicking around for a long time. She once wrote a script for Parks and Rec that kind of evolved into this. But anyway, it's a horror comedy where Matthew Rhys is playing the mayor of a small New England island, kind of like a Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard. In fact, he's trying to turn this small island of Widow's Bay into one of those tourist destination hotspots. He wants to turn the town around. The town's, I would say it's seen better days, but none of its days have actually been that great. Even in 2026, they don't have internet there. Cell phones hardly work. So they're living in a different time, kinda. But he's trying to turn this town around, and it's a comedy. It's very awkward, stilted comedy at times. It's very outwardly funny and absurd. But the catch of the show is that the island is haunted. It's straight up haunted. And he's trying to get these tourists to come here. It's like, I heard someone describe it as, it's like if you watched Jaws, where the mayor wants to keep the town open, but he doesn't believe in sharks. And that's kind of the premise of this. He's very much a skeptic, doesn't believe it, doesn't want to believe that this island's haunted. And it's a combination of both serialized and episodic, where there is an ongoing story throughout the season, but then there's the episode where they do a haunted hotel. There's an episode where they do a slasher. There's a super witchy episode. But then there's some episodes that are just more moving the story forward. There's a bunch of really great guest directors. A lot of the episodes were directed by Hiro Murai, who is one of the main visions behind the show Atlanta, but also Andrew DeYoung, who is a frequent collaborator with Tim Robinson, also worked on Our Flag Means Death. Ty West, who makes the Pearl and X trilogy, he directed an episode. So there's a lot of really great creative minds working on this. The first season just wrapped up. It's really fun all the way through. It's definitely going to lend itself well to a rewatch, and it just got renewed for a season 2. So it is a comedy, but it is also horror. So like they do really dial up the tension, and there's an occasional jump scare, but pretty much any time there is horror, it ends up being undercut with comedy. And I think at that, the horror is really tame, all things considered. So it is a rather horror light show that is great for people who might not really be into horror otherwise. So give it a shot. Again, that's Widow's Bay. The other thing I wanted to recommend is I actually just finished reading The Odyssey. Decided to read it because I heard of a newer translation for it that was released in 2017 by Emily Wilson. So I picked that up and gave it a read, and really great. Emily Wilson's approach to it is to really modernize this translation. She keeps it in very simple, like modern day English. It's not very, I mean, there are adjectives and things, but it's not very flowery with the language. It's just supposed to be really accessible. That was her approach. And she also kept the same number of lines through the entire poem compared to the original. So it maintains a similar sense of pacing. And then she also wrote it in iambic pentameter. So it lends itself really well to spoken word, like how the poem was originally a spoken epic poem. So it's a really great translation if you're looking for an accessible, easy to read version of this story. It also has a pretty lengthy intro. It's about like 80 pages of intro that are a bit denser, but she does such an incredible job of talking about not just her approach and reasoning for this type of translation, but also kind of breaking down and analyzing, dissecting certain things of like, who really is Odysseus? Who is Penelope? Who is Telemachus? What are things that have been kind of warped by culture over time about them? Like, for example, a lot of the tellings are very kind to the fact that Odysseus ends up hanging all of the slave women that he owned who were forced to sleep with the suitors while he wasn't home. And she's very honest about that. Like she like addresses it straight up and plays it that way in the actual translation. Whereas a lot of translations, make Odysseus seem like a much better dude when he is really not that great of a dude. But yeah, it's really accessible. So if you wanted to give that a read, again, that's the Emily Wilson translation of The Odyssey, which recommended with Widow's Bay. But yeah, recommendations. What comes after that, CJ?
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
Did you know this is actually part 1 of our duology on, actually, I wrote it down so I didn't forget. I did forget, but I wrote it down.
You did write it. You sent it to Grace, I think you said.
I did, yeah. Well, me and Grace talk a lot, so.
Scrolling back through the logs.
Okay, here you go. This is really the pivot point. You ready?
I'm ready.
This is either a duology.
Wait, I have to pick again?
Yes, you do.
What?
We can either go on the road that I have basically tried to go down several times and never gone down. The movie that we were supposed to do that one time and then I forgot what it was.
Okay.
I forgot the connection.
Okay.
Or we can go down the sequel rabbit hole.
Ooh. Okay, so I guess the sequel rabbit hole one, when you say that, are you saying, or is that the one that you messaged Grace?
I did message Grace about the sequel rabbit hole.
Okay. You didn't message her, but you do remember the other one that you keep
know what
forgetting
both
about.
of these movies are.
Okay. Now, if I were to pick, say, option 2, is there a chance that option 1 will come back soon?
Yes. It'll come back.
Okay. Let's do the sequel rabbit hole.
Okay. So, I just want you to know you gave up on watching the Blues Brothers. But
you know, I was going to say after we stopped recording, it was the Blues Brothers, wasn't it?
All right, Tommy, did you know this is actually part 1 in our duology on movies that I apparently don't have a great memory of?
No, I didn't.
That's right, because next time we're going to go down the sequel rabbit hole and we're going to watch Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, shoot!
Which I think I saw on a plane once.
Oh, that's awesome. I saw it in theaters as a fucking 6-year-old or 7-year-old.
I think I watched this movie with no sound on a plane because the TV was out on JetBlue.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad you picked this. I was actually hoping that I could pick this sometime soon, so I'm so glad you beat me to the punch.
Yes.
Because it's been right around the same number of episodes between 1 and 2 that it is now between 2 and 3.
Well, there you go. I was like, the timing for this is right.
Yeah, no, is it hold on a second. Jurassic Park 1 we covered in episode 2. Jurassic Park 2 we covered in episode 25, so that's 23 apart.
No way.
The next episode is episode 48, which is 23 apart.
No way. I did not plan this.
That's awesome. Okay, we got to make a note for 71.
All right, 71 is Jurassic World then.
Perfect.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, Jurassic Park 3 next time on the Film is Okie Dokie. Thank you to everybody for listening. Remember to rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. If you only give us 4 stars, I'm inclined to believe that you are a hater. Shout out to Bomani Jones at Wave Sports and Entertainment for the quip. Remember to tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors' kids. They have small fingers. They may need help working the buttons. Just go ahead and download it right to their devices and get that show on the road. As always, I have been CJ.
I've been Tommy.
You can find all the links to all the places, including the Discord, in the description of this episode below. Join the Discord. It's where the conversation's happening, and the companion audio track is also in there as well. We'll be back next time with Jurassic Park 3. Rawr.
Bye.
Rawr.